much fun are we having?
Hello and welcome to the show. We have something pretty special today, don't we, guys?
That's right.
We do.
Jordan Summit, Jacob Armstrong, Ben Mongold. We are the cameramen and editors of the show Buck Commander.
So we get a lot of questions from people wanting to know who the best is.
How do you even tell who's the best buckman?
So-
best hunter? What is it?
We've created a bracket system. We're putting the guys against each other, and we're going to figure out really and truly who the best hunter is in Buck Commander. So first up, we've got Roche versus Tyler Farr. After that, Lange versus Tombo. That one could get really interesting. After that one, then we've got a showdown on Broadway, Luke versus Jason.
Yeah.
And then the last round, Willie gets a bye. And we'll explain later why.
Well, he's kind of our boss, and he signs the checks, so we're just going to go ahead and give him the bye.
All right, so leading off with Roche and T-Farr.
Ooh, Jordan, where are you leaning on that one?
It's not even a debate with me.
Okay.
It's Roche. I mean,
Okay.
I tried to fake it, but it's just.
Are you 60-40?
No, not even.
Okay.
I'm going to assume this one's unanimous.
I think I need to see some footage, guys, and I'll make up my mind after that.
Let's show you some footage, and then you'll decide why we're correct.
Okay. Let's start out with Adam LaRoche. Okay, here's one that bodes pretty well for Roche.
He's drilled.
So first impressions here, this is the Ultimate Bow compilation, 15 shots in 7 minutes. And quite a few of these come from Roche.
Sure.
Oh,
You know, if
yep.
he's making our highlight reel.
Oh my gosh.
You'd be hard pressed to find Tyler Farr anywhere in this video. Partially because he wasn't an owner at the time, but really that's not important.
What is this clip? So, first impression, I'm not seeing any deer.
No. It is entertaining.
But it's not who's the best entertainer, it's who's the
That's
best
true. I'm
hunter.
still kind of looking
Okay.
at the full package, though. Like, I want to be entertained while I'm watching a good hunter.
Hands down, Tyler's a better dancer than Roche.
Yes.
We actually don't know that. One thing about Roche is he is incredibly picky. It's good and bad. You know,
Okay.
he does shoot giant deer. On the flip side of that though, Tyler, he's grinding. He's doing everything he can to help us and to make episodes.
Very true. It's very frustrating when you see an awesome deer, you watch some footage that Roche had this great deer. Hey, we're trying to make a show.
Yeah.
If we don't have a show, you know, we go hungry.
So this is the Nine of Diamonds episode. He got it in his head that he had to have this one particular deer.
Here's the deer he's after, 9 of diamonds.
There he goes.
He spooks and runs off. So you're thinking, well, that was it. That's over. But hey, if another deer comes in, we're not going to be picky here.
But that's just the thing. We are.
So look at this. Right after that deer
And
walks
he's a
off.
mature deer.
So this buck we call the short 210 comes in, and I just wasn't interested.
How do
I
you
wasn't feeling
pass that up? That would be Tyler Farr's biggest buck to date.
Yes, that'd be a great buck for anybody. Roche, let that deer walk.
Right.
I can't bring myself to shoot him.
Tombo would be all over that.
Better not walk in front of me.
But the thing about having too high standards is he knocks it out of the park sometimes.
Yeah, you don't shoot giant deer by shooting mid-class deer.
What's this word to you? Roche did not shoot a whitetail deer at all in 2020. Tyler shot the biggest deer of his life.
Got it. It's a big 10, bro. This is the biggest deer I've ever shot in my life. Look at that thing. Are you kidding me?
Probably still smaller than Roche's smallest deer.
So on one hand, you got Roche, who is very picky, but he shoots big deer. Tyler is helpful, but he's not going to shoot a giant. So let's say that washes out. What's the tiebreaker?
Well, in my mind, I really just want to see the last 2 deer they killed.
Okay, this is Adam's last deer.
This was a deer we called Richard that several people were after. And what do you know? You can count on Adam to get the job done.
Everyone had a chance at this deer.
Dude.
And he drilled him.
And Roche, when Roche gets off his butt to go after something, I wouldn't want to be that buck.
He is smashed, dude.
It takes a lot to get him out of the house just
Yeah.
to go after it first off.
He waits till it's right, and that's important.
Another one of the legends.
Okay, so that's Roche's last deer he shot. We're setting the bar pretty high with that
Yep.
one. Let's take a look at Tyler's.
Now, this episode's not aired yet. It is a bit of a sneak peek.
I'm shooting out. We gotta get something. Dude. You shot the button head. Tyler. I don't know what to say. My bad. You shot the button head. Oh. Let's go eat it.
All right, so we've seen their last 2 deer.
Yeah.
We're at a point where somebody's got to advance. I think we all had our minds made up on the front end.
Where are you voting?
I'm going with Roche.
Roche.
Roche. Okay.
See ya, Tyler.
Sorry, Tyler.
Tyler, he gone.
Welcome to Buck Commander.
Welcome to Buck Commander.
All right, next we have Mr. Ryan Langerhans and Mr. Tombo Martin. This is going to be a tough battle.
There's so much good you can say about both of them. There's a lot of bad you can say about one of them.
Which one, Benny?
There's pros and cons for both, and their styles are so different.
I've hunted with both these guys for over a decade now, and with Lange, I can say truly that I have learned so much from him. I've been with him on bighorn sheep hunts, mule deer hunts, elk hunts, whitetail, you name it. But I've also been on a lot of hunts with Tombo, and I didn't learn anything, but I had a lot of fun.
Time to get pretty. See?
I'm honestly not sure who I'm leaning more towards on this one. You know, I think this is going to have to be a play it out. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see what the footage shows.
All right, well, let's jump right into some clips.
Let's start with some cons for both of them. Let's go ahead and just kick them.
So you were sitting with Langerhans on this hunt, Jacob.
I was sitting with him, and we passed this deer. I mean, he's just going back and forth. Like, is he 3? Is he 4? Is he 2? Is he 6? It's like, stretch it back. Let's ground check him. We'll
Sometimes you
figure
got
it
to
out.
poke them a little bit.
I'll put that on myself. You know, I didn't poke him enough.
Well, we shouldn't have to.
I know I'm gonna get all sorts of grief from the guys.
Now, he doesn't want to make any mistakes.
That's a good trait to have.
You know what else is really good to have? This nice beanie I got from the buckcommander.com store.
And this hat right here from the buckcommander.com store. Go to our website right now. You can click the link below, or just type in www.buckcommander.com and have yours today.
The link is actually going to be in the top
The link's
right
in the top.
corner.
The link's up here.
Just go to our website and get a hat. They're awesome.
So we passed this deer, and fast forward a few days later, he comes back out. Well, I guess he slept on it for a couple nights, and the regret set in.
So, little picky, but he did get the job done.
I don't think it's picky. I think it's over analytical.
Over analytical.
Lange thinks he overthinks. Tombo doesn't think at all.
Okay, this is a clip from Big Bucks and Bad Decisions in Nebraska. Jacob set this one up.
Tombo and I were hunting together. We did a little cameraman draw.
E3, it's been a long time. I'm coming for you. I'm coming hard.
I drew the Nebraska tag. So I'm hunting with Tombo, which is a good and bad thing. He truly, really wants me to shoot something. The problem is it all goes back to the patience. This deer, we passed him the day before. Roche passed him. Lange passed.
Big John passed.
Big John passed.
Well, I passed him too.
He was getting legitimately mad at me for not shooting that deer.
At this point, I'll be honest with you, I'm just mad. I don't like to pass deer. Ever.
I'm not passing that deer. No, I'm serious. It's not funny.
He's so confident in everything. He was like,
He's better than you think he is.
well, why don't you shoot him then?
And then comes the equivalent of hold my beer and watch this. Except it's,
Well, why don't you shoot him then?
listen, don't poke a bear.
I'll shoot him.
Needless to say, this is an infraction. This is not helping your case, Tom.
No, not at all.
That's a deduction.
Dadgummit. He's at least 3.5. Why'd you let me shoot that deer?
Yeah, exactly. Why'd you let me shoot that deer?
You know, really, this isn't Tombo's fault. This is our fault for thinking you could go in there and not screw something up.
All right, so we've got a bull here in Utah. Perfect example of why Lange is the best hunter when it comes to this competition.
So he's drawn right now and with sight unseen.
Sight unseen. He doesn't know what this thing is, but he's being prepared. And this guy comes all the way into 8 yards and faces him.
He's waiting for a good shot. He's not going to take a bad one.
And he smokes him at about 40 yards. He's shooting a single pin, and he made it count from 8 yards to 40.
He didn't have to dial his tape
Correct.
on his HHA. He knew where it'd be.
And it falls dead in sight.
It was really ethical decision too, just to not take that square on shot. There are people who do it. You can get results with it, but he wanted a nice, clean broadside shot and knew that that elk, when it ran away, would likely turn and give him one more look.
He stopped back long enough to give another look and got one in him.
Tombo's built up the reputation of being the one who brings home the bacon. And I think now he feels like he needs to live up to that. So if it's the first deer that walks out.
So here's the deal. If the first deer that walks out is a giant, I got a really good chance of shooting a giant. Figure that one out.
Rib cage in Nebraska. We've been after this deer for 4 years. And so you're sitting with him, correct? And rib cage is just, he's on a heater.
Comes out, chasing 2 does. And what happens after Ribcage leaves? A 3-year-old walks out and he shoots him. So I'm sitting with Tombo and Tyler Farr.
Well, that's a mess already.
Look at that deer.
He practically runs into bow range.
He gives just enough look at him to make us want more. But then another mature deer steps out, and you know what I'm going to do.
See, wrong.
He said mature. No.
That deer's not mature.
No, not at all. We've actually got a video about how that deer's not matured.
Yep, settled on 3.
But here's the deal. I don't regret not waiting and trying to go back after that deer. If you know anything about me, I don't wait for anything.
So, I mean, like, realistically, how much time was there in between? It happens, obviously, very quick on the episode, but in reality, what was it like?
I would say maybe 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, the other guy that's in this battle here is Lange, and happens to be the one who shot Ribcage.
Ooh. Now Tombo shot his young deer, and now he's out. Lange swoops right in.
And look at this tank. How do you compare those 2 deer?
I'll say right here, this tremble in his hand.
Ribcage has my nerves shaking out of control. That whole redneck is shaking.
You can really see how special this buck was to him.
You know, and that's the sign of someone that's still fired up about it.
Absolutely.
When you stop getting excited about it, that's when it's time to quit, no matter how many deer you kill.
Yeah, so that's a bad look. When you have a hunt where Tombo passes this deer to shoot a young deer, and then Lange swoops in to finish it off, it almost tells you the way this...
I mean, that's a red flag right there.
This is where we need to land.
So...
Lange.
I gotta go with Lange.
And on that note, Tombo, back to the bullpen. All right, here's a look at our bracket now. We have Roche taking out Farr. Langerhans just knocked out Tombo. And up next, we have the showdown on Broadway. Ooh. Jason Aldean versus Luke Bryan.
The problem that we're gonna have is just actually really finding footage of these guys actually out doing this stuff to compare it.
There's no arguing, both of these guys bring a lot to the table. They just don't come to the table very often. Jordan, you've been there for a lot of it. Jason has actually tipped over some pretty good bucks.
He really has. He's gotten several big ones. Not many over the course of, you know, his time in buck commander, just because he doesn't hunt as much. But usually when he does connect, it's with a good one.
Well, let's check it out.
What a stud, dude. Dropped him. Man, what a cool deer. Give me some. This is awesome, man. That's a hell of a way to kick off the season. It's gonna be a fun night at the E3 if we find this deer.
So a ton of really good bucks over the years. I'm going to show you one from the E3 ranch a couple years back with Jason. So he goes out with 2 arrows. This 9-point comes out, misses it twice. The short 2 10-point comes out. Who was our target buck? Got perfect broadside shot. There he is, bud. I'm out of arrows.
You're positive you don't have another?
Nope. I don't think those arrows are very heavy or cumbersome. Did he have something else in the quiver occupying?
It was occupied with just confidence is all it was.
It's a bad look.
That's a really, really tough one to bounce back from.
So this is a really good typical hunt with Luke Bryan. You got a great buck and an even better reaction.
Smoked.
Smoked him.
So look at this. And I've actually filmed Luke several times, and I can tell you that he will wear you out. I've had a couple times that my thigh was busted, my knuckles were busted. He'll punch you to death.
Fresh, baby.
But what I love about Luke is that no matter what, from the smallest buck he's ever killed all the way to the biggest buck he's ever killed, his reaction is just unbelievable.
Priceless.
He's so excited about it. I mean, so much so that his boys are even noticing it now.
Why is your reaction like that?
Why's my reaction like what?
And speaking of that, that might be the kicker there. He brings the boys with him.
Tate Bryan bow kill. What happened when you tried to draw back on the big doe?
Got nervous.
Bo Bryan muzzleloader. Dad, bow kill. That deer was smoked. He's down, right? Just waiting on y'all, baby.
And his boys maybe eat up more with it than he is.
My 11-year-old has lost his mind about hunting.
Bo and Tate jump in there. They are awesome on the camera. We have a great time with them. And so he's bringing himself and 2 others along on this trip. So that's more action for us.
And let's not get it twisted. Bo Bryan, he's pretty stone cold.
30. Oh, smoked. 5.
Bo Bryan, son, all right.
Bo Bryan is our future boss.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah, let's just, as long we can just go ahead and accept that.
Yeah.
South Georgia Whitetail. First buck commander bow kill.
You know what happens, your first bow kill on buck commander, don't you?
I don't know.
You just keep telling your story.
Well,
You get tackled!
that's what I thought it was.
Mr. Bo, if you're watching this, you know, next time we'll put you in the bracket, you'll probably get the buy-in.
And Bo, if we could use a little bump, if you find it in the budget, that'd be nice. Thank you.
So, Jason, yeah, he's shot a lot of really good deer over the
Couple
years.
good ones,
yeah,
for sure.
Right? We can all agree on that.
No arguing that.
The question is, here's my argument though, is when was the last one?
Ooh. That's a tough one. Oh, yeah. It was the E3 several years ago.
Man.
So it's pretty safe to say right now that participation, it's one of the cons.
It's key.
Yes, absolutely.
You gotta pay to play.
We need to see you. The best hunter doesn't not hunt.
Come on.
All right, so here, this is in Tennessee. Jacob, you filmed this. This is Luke's last year.
Yeah, this was his last deer.
So this is Tennessee. This was during the rut just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, deer season 2021.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I rattled it through there.
So Jason's last deer was still in the teens.
So that might be the kicker right there.
We're getting to the point where it's like it was so long ago that the memory's getting a little bit hazy.
So what do you think? You sound like you're ready to vote.
I'm ready. Made my decision. Luke.
I'm going with Luke.
Luke Bryan moves on, boys.
The Bryan boys.
I think the lights just went down on Jason Aldean's marquee. He gone. All right, that's the end of round one. Round two's coming up next time. It's going to be awesome. Roche goes on to face Lange in round two, and Willie comes off that bye to face Bryan. So that is going to be an awesome round. And hey, make sure to leave a comment. Tell us your predictions. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all in round two.